Hey, I'm Evan Smith with brothersperformance.com. While the Ford Mustang is a pretty good handler from the factory, you can greatly enhance the cornering ability of your pony by installing aftermarket struts and shocks. A new set of performance dampers like these street struts and shocks from Koni will improve handling and in many cases improve the ride quality of your Mustang. Koni has drawn on decades of building high-performance struts to develop this affordable, performance-minded kit. These Koni struts work as a great OE replacement, offering enhanced stability, control, and more precise handling without creating a harsh ride. In addition, this kit complements lowering springs, aftermarket wheels and tires, and upgraded anti-roll bars. Koni street struts feature a gas pressurized, twin tube design with a larger piston and a lifetime warranty. Whether you're looking to refresh your ride quality, upgrade your stock suspension, or add lowering springs, Koni street struts and shocks provide great performance at a really nice value. Now that you've seen the kit, let's check in with Dave and install a set in our test Mustang. We'll begin by supporting the car with jack stands and removing the front wheels and tires. Now we'll move under the hood. If your car is equipped with a strut tower brace, remove the 13mm nuts securing the strut tower brace and place the brace out of the way. Back in the wheel well, free the ABS sensor wire and using a 10mm socket, unbolt the brake hose bracket from the strut. Using an 18mm deep socket and an open-end wrench, disconnect the sway bar end link from the strut body. Now you can loosen and remove the large 18mm strut bolts connecting the strut to the spindle. With the bottom of the strut free, loosen the two remaining upper strut nuts and then carefully lower the jack and remove the strut assembly from the car. Since we're only replacing the struts and not the springs, it's necessary to transfer the factory springs to the new Koni struts. For safety, this requires a dedicated spring compressor. With the spring compressed, use an impact wrench to loosen the 21mm nut at the top of the strut. Then remove the upper strut mount, being careful not to dislodge the bearing. Following this, remove the spring, dust boot, and the rubber bump stop. Next, install the bump stop and the protective dust boot on the Koni strut and place the spring back on the strut, making sure the bottom of the spring is seated properly. Carefully replace the upper strut mount, screwing the nut on by hand. Following this, tighten the nut all the way down using an impact wrench. With the upper mount in place, you can remove the spring compressor and install the assembled strut in the car. When installing the upper strut mount, be sure the half moon cutout is facing the outside of the vehicle. To ease installation, we first replace the sway bar bolt to hold the strut in place. Then we install the upper strut nuts, torquing them to 26 foot-pounds. Lastly, we installed and torqued the lower strut bolts to 166 foot-pounds, reconnect the ABS wire and the attaching bracket, and we reinstalled the front wheels. Installation of the rear shocks is quicker and easier. Support the rear axle housing using your jack and remove the 15mm upper shock bolt, which is located inside the trunk under the inner liner. Next, remove the lower shock bolt and remove the factory shock from the car. To install the new Koni shocks, simply reverse the procedure, being sure to tighten the upper shock bolts to 30 foot-pounds and the lower shock bolts to 85 foot-pounds. Once you've completed the install, it's important to align the front end of your vehicle to ensure you're getting the best performance and handling. brothersperformance.com stocks a wide range of chassis and suspension components, from the most radical coilover kits to this budget-minded street performance setup from Koni. To learn more about what's available for your late model performance car, be sure to check out brothersperformance.com and stop by our showroom and installation center located in DeLand, Florida, or call 1-800-486-2681.